Just waiting for notification. Boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning into a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have an incredible guest with us today, a young, gifted man who's very talented, very warm, and has the spirit of Allah in him, none other than Unmasked Giants. He's an artist. And first of all, on behalf of myself, my family, and the People's Podcast, we want to make sure we give you the greetings of Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, Brother Joshua.
Yes, sir. And for everyone who's watching, who say, Josh, you interview all kind of artists and people, but we've never heard a name such as unique like Unmasked Giants. Could you give us the breakdown of that name?
Yes, sir. So I came up with the name Unmasked Giants probably when I was about 6 years old. I can't recall what particular lecture the Honorable Minister Min Farrakhan stated it in, but he spoke about how we're all giants in our own right. And before I had heard this lecture, I always felt like I was a giant. When you think of a giant, you think of something that's big, that's huge, but sometimes it's misunderstood. So when you don't understand the purpose of a thing, you'll abuse or misuse it. And unmasking the giant is like almost unmasking that potential within yourself. So a lot of people ask me, why is it unmasked giants and not giant? Why not? Why is it plural, not singular? Because I believe that we all have multiple giants within us. We have multiple attributes that we'll be great in. So it's a collective of my own like characters, I guess you could say, that I portray.
Praise to Allah. Yes, sir. Now, you being an artist, I'm sure you have a great rollout for your upcoming project with your videos. If you come to Atlanta, we gotta connect so we can be a part of that. Help your rollout. Where can we hear some of your music?
It's on all social media platforms. You can just type in Unmasked Giants. It'll pop right up. I got a few singles out as of right now. I should have a project coming up soon titled Keep It Messiah.
Keep It Messiah. Speaking of Keep It Messiah, all over the nation, I'm starting to see people use this hashtag, Keep It Messiah. Where does that come from?
So Keep It Messiah stemmed from our Supreme Captain, Mustafa Farrakhan, who he created an Instagram account where he wanted to have a hashtag that represented his father because they took the minister off of Instagram. So he wanted to mirror his Instagram account similar to the minister's. And ironically enough, it's funny because I had asked my mother the same question. And she told me a story about when she was on the farm and how the minister asked her, what does my son mean when he says, keep it Messiah? And so she had to sit here and explain different stories and give different reasons as of why she believes keeping Messiah is important. But in the end, and this is what I've been using for myself in everyday life, she told the Honorable Minister Farrakhan that keeping Messiah means that it's not always about who's right or who's wrong, who's better or who's worse, but there's a better way. So that's kind of pretty much what keep Messiah is. And I've been using that as like, it's a better way. It's a better way for everything. You can, like my father, Abdul Wazir, he told me one time, if you can let it go, let it go. So I've been looking at situations as like, man, even if you might have a higher mental fortitude than other people, you don't have to attack them or let them know that you're right just to jeopardize the brotherhood or the sisterhood. You can let it go.
All praise due to Allah. Now, and people are showing you love all across the country. Can't wait to put this on YouTube. Sister Khadija says, I know that's right. Assalamu alaikum salam. My sister Miriam says, Assalamu alaikum salam, Mimi. And thank you all. We can't wait to put this on YouTube today. Now, let's speak about your parents. Can you tell us who your mother is? And then we'll, of course, address your father.
Yeah, so my mother is Sister Wazira Muhammad, formerly known as Sister Lakeisha Muhammad. She serves in a capacity as the assistant to the Supreme Captain of the Nation of Islam. Just a great sister in general. She's like my best friend.
Hey, yes, sir. And for those who don't know or never had the opportunity to be around her when she was in New York and or Atlanta was an amazing time. Sister Wazira always showed love to me, my family, and the believers. And she taught us etiquette because we were eating like savages, apparently. So she taught us how to properly eat and just have a good spirit and always show love. Now let's go to the man who is my big brother, And when I finally get married, inshallah, he'll be the best man at my wedding. Brother Wazir, let's talk about your dad.
Well, first and foremost, my father, he speaks so highly of you. Every time he speaks, he refers to you as his man, like that's you, his boy, like for real. So I've been doing a lot of good things by the grace of Allah recently. But when I told him that you asked to do this interview, it was like I was his son for real. For real. So yeah, that was dope. I mean, formerly known as Brother Donald, but Brother Abdul Wazir Muhammad, he serves as a member of the E-team, the minister's security team. He's just a great brother, man. Generally, like I ain't gonna lie, he's probably, besides the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, he's the most humble person I've ever met in my life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's
Absolutely. And my sister Naima said, Walaikum Salam, Naima, Walaikum Salam family, and Brother Nelson Ramos, Massachusetts, showing love. And shout out to everybody on YouTube, Brother Musa from New York, Brother Kente, everybody who always shows love on YouTube as well. A sister named Auntie, I don't know your real name, but he's like, your YouTube name is Auntie. You're always in the comments as well. But let's talk about Brother Wazir real quick, and then we come into your projects today here to 16. So for people who don't know, when I was Brother Ilyas age, Brother Unmasked Giants age, back when I was real young and like really into a just aggressive testosterone, and nobody could really calm me down or help guide me to stop fighting and being angry, it was Brother Abdul Wazir Muhammad who helped steer me in a way that y'all see me smiling. I never smiled. I'm calm now. I'm working on but drill and fighting and securing a minute, that's all we cared about. And Brother Abdul Wazir helped, refine, help me keep me refined and show me that there's other ways to express Islam than the violence of Prophet Muhammad picking his sword up and, just war stories. That's all I was into. And he was helping me, he helped me, so shout out to you. If I owe him so much for his kindness and his way of guiding me, and not just me, but plenty of young brothers who just wanted to stand next to the minister or establish Islam for the minister. He knows I love him, but we got to keep it, tough and, serious on this thing, growth and development, Brother Abdul Wazir, nothing but love. All right, back to our brother Unmasked Giants. Let's hear something from your new project.
16?
Yes, sir, please.
All right, cool. This is kind of already out, but it's not out enough where enough people have heard it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and spit it for you.
Okay.
All right, cool. It's called Rebirth Freestyle. Damn, look, here we go again. When I was lost, I found out that Allah's my only friend. Last trick is with the woman. Look at OnlyFans. I see my homie snake my homie. Thought he was my man. How they looking up to me last year, they wouldn't even look at me. Because this year I'm on righteousness. Last year I was technology. Women stone cold, you can't Medusa that mythology. You ain't got an MGT, that's borderline hypocrisy. I just had a dream, I went to work and now it's prophecy. How you make these lyrics loaded up and then I rock the beat. They was hating on me. I don't care because I was down, you see. I'm just trying to make it out of my mind and not the odyssey. Yeah, we ain't done. We ain't done. We just fed 2,000 people, comma, no apostrophe. We ain't done. Yeah, we ain't done. Keep it on Messiah, nothing less, or you can't talk to me. Yeah, that's all I got right now for you, bro.
Yes, sir. That's good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speaking of feeding 2,000 people, when I saw the pictures, I got to see Brother Khalil, of course, Brother Wazir, and all of the brothers who was out feeding 2,000 people. What was that like, and how has the community received the FOI?
So, just to give a recap, we were giving out 2,000 dinners on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in celebration of his 90th birth anniversary. And in addition to that, we gave out more dinners because for Ramadan, because he wasn't able to complete certain fasts, right? I want to make it very, very known that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that it was on his behalf, right? We're taught that if you can't fast, you feed the homeless. But this is a man that we know is without sin in the eyes of Allah. So if he's giving us a duty or a task to go out amongst the community to give out these dinners and he's without sin, then whose sin is he writing off? That's what I really be thinking about. A lot of us don't understand that this man is merciful in so many ways and he doesn't throw it in our faces, he's masterful. So going out in the community and giving out these dinners, man, the people were just so happy. They were pure. They couldn't believe that a man and his following would not only give out dinners, and it wasn't McDonald's, it wasn't Burger King, it was like, it was real gourmet dinners by Sister Hania Muhammad and the all the sisters, but she was the catering for this for these particular times. And it was delicious, man. We had chicken, salmon, rice, vegetables, bean soup, bean pie, ice cream, everything. They the whole nine, man. It was just wonderful working with the sisters, getting there early. Abdul Wazir and a few other brothers from the E team and just brothers in general. We set up the tents. We got there early. We helped the sisters. The sisters was in the kitchen from dusk to dawn, knocking it out. The energy was on 10. The people in the community was on 10. They had bus loads, like actual buses that were on routes that stopped in front of the salon to get these dinners, to receive the food, the gift from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And we got them done pretty quick, man. I'm not even gonna lie, it was about 2 hours. The food was gone. It was gone.
All praise due to Allah. So we want to make sure we chop this up so people all across the country are always like, man, where the nation at? Where the believers at? I mean, where the FOI at? We was out in the community giving, not just in Chicago, but all across the country, but specifically in the headquarters of the Nation of Islam, giving away 2,000 dinners. That's very powerful. And the way you see y'all, the reason I love Brother Unmasked Giants is because he has a way of code switching very much like myself. You be serious, then be funny, then rap. I do the acting, but you can always hear the underlying ministry in your voice. Used to be a junior FOI minister in Atlanta and used to open up at the mosque, natural charisma, and just will you ever go back into the ministry? Is that something you aspire to still do?
Well, all praise due to Allah. Thank you for such kind words. Yes, I've been thinking about it. It's just a lot of things that I've been working on as of right now, but it's a little different, you know, being under student minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, who really was like, I told him this myself, he was like my second spiritual father. It was the minister. And then I told him he was like my second spiritual father. Because if we all know, man, I was a little knucklehead back in the day. So, but he always looked out for me. And I just want to give him a shout out because we don't understand how important, especially as youth, it is for us to have individuals who settle on the best part. And I didn't really understand it then, but I understand it now. Like that's why I gravitated so much towards him. You know, no matter what situation was brought in my path, he always stuck on truth. He didn't stick with emotion. You know, he went for the truth and the answer. And so he's always had my respect. He will always have my back, man. I remember Blue Seas days, the Bluff days, all of that.
Praise be to Allah.
Speaking every week, as far as the student ministry, I remember your father telling me I had to be in the meetings before the mosque, so I had to get up there early in the mosque. And I even want to say this, man, I remember he would have the mosque before we would feed the homeless before the mosque meeting starts. And then the homeless will they have to come in and listen to the lecture. So that was beautiful, like breakfast for the homeless. Like that was I never seen it before. That was amazing. Serving under him in that capacity, listening to him, soaking up his wisdom, because he was the former supreme captain of the Nation of Islam, and then being the Southern Regional Student Minister. Like those are two different roles that he's been playing, and it shows his integrity. It shows how trustworthy he is. You know, I remember the minister had stated that he wanted all the laborers to hang up in their wall, God damns the ego. And Brother Sharif put it up everywhere, you know, everywhere. Like it was in the Blue Seas, it was in the office, it was everywhere. Like anything the minister asked him to do or ask us to do, he does it. And so that left a big impression on me, that no matter what or whom or what, you do what's right and you do what you know is right. So I definitely want to be a student minister again. It's always in me. It never leaves. But, you know, Chicago's a little different. You got to go through a certain process to make that happen.
Well, we're rooting for you. Now, speaking of young people and making decisions all across the country, I had to do one with Muhammad University of Islam in Chicago. Like I said, Brother Wazir, many people watched me grow up in junior FOI, and I had to make a decision at some point. Was I going to get registered, not get registered, accept the teachings or not? For you to be so young, and it is talking about keeping Messiah. We're gonna talk about Final Call Radio 2 coming up. But you talking about keeping Messiah, the mission, giving away 2,000 dinners. What advice would you give to the nation babies, people who grew up in the nation, and or young people in general, about making the decision to accept life and or make the wrong decision and accept death?
That's an excellent question. I had to realize young that there's a difference between a Muslim child and a child of a Muslim. And so I didn't want to be a child of a Muslim. And I realized that's what I was becoming. I was just somebody who had family members who was in this work, and I was just around this work. And I wanted to be a part of this work, but it had to be for me. I'm the type of person, I need a reason to do anything. You can't just tell me this is what it is. You have to prove it to me. I need actual facts. I'm a nation baby. You got to prove it to me. So I always believed in the mission, but I didn't necessarily know why I believed in the mission. And my brother Jair, student minister Jair Muhammad, he had shared some words with me recently that brother Ishmael, I think he said brother Ishmael, brother Sai, one or the other, shared with him about how believers' children tend to take the scenic route through hell. And, for those that come from the world and come into the mosque, they already know what's in the world, so they don't have to go back. They already know that this is what it is. But for us that have been born within the nation, we have that little curiosity. And like the saying go, curiosity killed the cat, man. So
that's right. That's right.
I had took the scenic route through hell, and I had to see what was necessary for me just to come back and see what I had all along was the cream of the crop, man. I think that's the key. The key is not necessarily repeating the same mistakes that I've made, but finding out why Islam works for you and not why they tell you it works for you. Like actually find your reason for being a Muslim. Find your reason for believing in Islam. Find your reason for wanting to be the best that you can be. And when you find your own reason, you elevate. Allah will exalt you when you submit yourself to him, but it has to be genuine. Allah is not no fool. He promised us good homes, friendships, and all walks of life. And he doesn't, those things come with a price. Allah is not just giving it to you. You have to prove to him that this is what you want, because he's not going to let anybody in his kingdom.
Excellent teaching. And people are showing you love all across the country. Says Naima Abdullah says, great answer. Naima, my sister Naima says, you better teach. People showing hand emojis. Bert Carlton says, go ahead, fruit. Walaikum salam. Woohoo, there it is. Thank you all. We want to hear some of your favorite interactions with the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. And we're coming right back to our brother, Unmasked Giants. One moment. Here we go. And great job too, sir.
A camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, and now Spanish book. All three available on Amazon.com. Sister Naima's Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studios of Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Kenneth's Bow Tie Maker Extraordinaire. He'll ship you bow ties anywhere across the nation. Dr. Henry Carter's King Henry Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad's COVID-19 Disinfected Cleaning Services, out of Chicago. Student Minister Sharif Muhammad's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, available on adulsharif.com. And lastly, Brother Joshua Muhammad's book, Cleopatra, as well as No Father, No Excuse, both available on Amazon.
Perfect. I want to thank everyone who continues to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and shout out to all of the people on YouTube with your anonymous People's Podcast, Cash Apps. We appreciate that as well. All right, now I want to speak about your many interactions, but your favorite interaction with the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
My favorite interaction as of right now, every interaction with the minister is my favorite. One thing about the minister is every time I'm around him, it feels like the first time I've met him. You can't get used to being around Jesus. You just can't. It's not something that you get familiar with.
That's right.
But I'm gonna do a shameless plug, man. I have a podcast called Twin Peaks, and I'm gonna explain how that came about. So Twin Peaks is a podcast that me and my brother Jair are starting and initiating. And we got the name from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We were doing a detail and he was coming home to the palace. We were already there. He was walking into his garage. And as he was coming into the garage, me and Jair was standing right there. And he looked at us and he said, there go my twin peaks of the FOI. So we never understood what that meant at the time, right? And throughout many trials and tribulations, as young brothers, you know, you butt heads. And you don't really see what Allah sees. You know, you plan and we plan. Allah is the best of planners. But as of right now, especially with the work that we're doing in the mission, the work that he's doing in the mission, the work that I'm doing with the mission, we can see almost clear as day as what the minister means by that, being an inspiration for the youth, along with many others. But yeah, the Twin Peaks, that's probably my favorite, one of my favorite interactions. I would say another one. I got one more.
Okay.
I was at the farm, and I was at the farm, and the minister was coming back to the farm from doing whatever he was doing. And I'm standing in front of what we call the main house. I'm with Brother Jair. And as he's coming in, we hear the disturbance on the radio that there's some white individuals who are making a disturbance out front of the farm, in front of the gate. And so they send Jair to the front and a few other brothers on the E team, and I'm told to stand right in front of the main house, to stay here as the minister's coming in. And I can hear the disturbance. And in my head, man, I'm just like, man, if they come in here, you know, beat, you know what I'm saying? Like if they come in, I can feel it, like my whole energy, like the spirit just, it just took over me. Like I got so angry that the fact that anyone would even think about coming in here to do anything to the minister. And he pulls in with his motorcade and he's walking real slow. I can tell he's in deep thought. He's always in deep thought. Every time I see him, he's always in deep thought. And he stops and he looks back at me. It's the first time he had recognized me in this way. And I had a thought. The minister had read my thoughts, my mind many times, but I had a thought in my head. I'm like, you know, if they come in here, I'm gonna deal with them. That's not the word I was thinking. I'm gonna just, you know, for the Zoom. And he turned around, and this is not what he said, but I'm using the same word.
Yes, sir.
He said, Brother Elias will deal with the enemy for me.
Allahu Akbar.
And I was like, yes, sir. Like in my head, I'm like, yes, sir. Like, at least you know. That's how I was feeling. So that was one of my favorite moments. I really love to see the minister express one of his God powers, which he does read minds. Like
Absolutely.
I know this for a fact. I wouldn't believe it if he didn't do it multiple occasions. Like, and he did it one time at Blue Seas, actually. The first time I interacted with him, he did it at Blue Seas, man.
Okay, you gotta tell us about that. You gotta tell us about that.
Okay, I tell you, man. You remember when the minister, I think it was right at like 10-15 time when he had came, he went to the 10,000 Fearless house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He came to Blue Seas. And that whole interaction was insane because at the time, I think Sister Alicia was the manager. And I was working in the kitchen. They asked me to help. So I just was helping. I didn't know the minister was going to be there, but your father had told me it was an incentive. He was like, the minister might come. So I'm going to stand. So I'm like, I got you. And then right when we get the green light that the minister is about to come, Sister Alicia is sending me to the store to go get like dish detergent and a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, man, come on. Like, I don't want to go get that. I want to stay here. I'm running through the back. I come back. Oh, we need something else. I'm running through the back, come back. Oh, we need something else. I run back the last time and I come back through the back and his brother's posted up there. So I'm like, damn, the minister here. And the brother's like, hold on, we can't let nobody through. But this is where, you know, me traveling has like aided me. One of the brothers on post, I knew, and he seen I had on the gear. I had on the Blue Seas gear. I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be in here. And he recognized me. He knew that I was good. So he checked me. And he was like, he's good. So he let me through. That's, you know, friendships and all walks of life is real, man. I went through the back and the minister's in the front. He's talking to the different believers. And then he comes through the back, man. And it's me and it's a few other young individuals, younger than me, older than me. And he's talking to us. And then he starts hugging one of the young sisters. The young sisters pull up and give him a hug, like maybe like 5 or 6. Man, she's hugging him extra long, bro, like 10 minutes. And in my head, I'm like, damn, like, come on, hurry up. Like, I want to hug. Like, come on, like that. I'm really mad. I'm damn near kind of envious in the moment. Bro, and the minister looks up just like this. He looks up, he says, don't worry, I love you all the same. looked directly at me. My heart stopped. I'm like, damn, I started thinking about something. I'm like, Allahu Akbar, I'm clearing my mind. And that was my first time he read my mind, bro. It blew my head because I literally was in my head like, man, like, the hell, like, that's how I'm thinking. And he read my mind. He showed me something. Like, he showed me real quick to be humble.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. And people will bear witness and showing you love all across the country. To the Shark Queen, to us making family. Alaikum salam, man. But thank you, everyone who continues to like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast and show Unmasked Giants on all platforms. Make sure we get this. Also, Brother Jair, the interview that we did with him is on YouTube as well, and the People's Podcast. Now, this is why Circle of Life, the growth of the nation, and just seeing the beauty of another mentor of mine, another OG, of course, D9, Brother Khalil, his son, now Brother Wazir, your son, now how it's all my father looked out for them. They looked out for me. Now I had the opportunity. It's just how this thing works. This thing of ours is beautiful when you see all these generations showing love and affecting in a positive way to help the Most Honorable Min Farrakhan and the FOI. So to see both of you all coming together is powerful, man. That's very powerful. So when can we see or listen to Twin Peaks?
Twin Peaks, we're putting together the first episode now. Because, man, y'all want to make it special. Personally, me, I'll interview anybody that I feel is great, but he wants the first one to be like, like it got to be a head hitter. Like it got to be head.
Yes, sir. I understand.
He definitely want to pull a rank with that one and just like, use our relationships to make something happen that normally would happen on the first interview. So I'm just gonna listen to my brother's advice and wait on it. But very, very soon, I think within the next 30 days, man. Within the next 30 days, the series is called Combos with a Savior, which I would love to have you on as well, just to ask you questions about you and your father and different things. And just, I think it's important that we interview people that's in it, but we also should interview people that see what's going on.
Absolutely.
As well. It's a different perspective. It's a way different perspective.
Praise to Allah. Yes, sir. Well, what is your favorite album of all time?
Oh man, you're gonna think I'm lame. Drake, Nothing Was the Same.
Listen, what you mean? That's a great one. That's a great one.
That's one of the best albums. That was actually the first rap album I ever heard. Because my mother didn't let me listen to rap at all. At all, bro. The first time I heard Drake was in New York. Prior to that, bro, she never ever let me, man. My whole life, I was listening to the Spanish, Latin music, Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars. That's all I could listen to, radio stuff. And I was in New York one day. I was at the mosque too. One of the brothers was playing Drake. She was, turn it off. You can't listen to that. I'm like, that was hard. So then when I came to Atlanta, Atlanta kind of got me right. I was sneaking listening to Drake. I'm listening to Just Hold On, We're Going Home. I'm listening in the room. And then I started listening to Drake. And then that's kind of how I got inspired to start making music, because I was always making music, man. I played several instruments growing up.
Okay.
Yeah, I played several instruments growing up, but the rapping really came probably like 2016 when I was in New York, and I was listening to a lot of Drake heavily, a lot of Drake. I started listening to Lil Uzi, and then as I got older and wiser, I stopped listening to all of that because I realized what it was doing in my mind, and so I just started using teachings and pretty much my own experiences to start writing my own music and not using others' music as an influence over me.
Perfect. Yes, sir. I mean, listen, that's Drake's behind me. Not the same album, Take Cares, but Nothing Was the Same. Got Pound Cake on there. Worst Behavior. Like, that was a good album. Like, don't sleep on that album. That was a good one.
It was definitely, in my opinion, he said it was his favorite album of all time. I think it's a 10 out of 10. Take Cares, a great album.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. But Drake don't miss on a lot of albums, especially the first 4 or 5. He ain't having too many skips on there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I want to ask you is, when you're not in the work, when you're not like being serious, what are you doing to unwind in your day-to-day life?
Right now, for me, where I'm at in my headspace, there's really not a lot of time for foolishness. I've been focused on character development. So even when I'm not necessarily working, I'm still working. Like as of right now, I'm getting prepared for my licensing exam for insurance. So for property and casualty. So that's something I've been working on as far as my real day-to-day stuff. And then what I do for the nation, of course. I like to read, man. I listen to music. I'm still a young man. Like I'm not like an alien or nothing, but you know what I mean? But we definitely striving on a different caliber because you got to be the example. You don't know who's watching you. You don't know who's watching you, man. You have to be an example at all times.
Oh, praise the Lord. Well, yes, sir. Well, on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, we want to let you know there's nothing but love. Of course, we love your family, and we're rooting for you. Anything that you're doing, please keep us connected so we can help promote and just show you love. And may Allah bless you when you're in anything in the future with your endeavors. Shout out to Twin Peaks. Shout out to Brother Jair. But shout out to your parents. Sister Wazir was like, she was the realest when she was in Atlanta, and Brother Wazir, like I said, he's the best man in my wedding, and he's gonna have to get some time off. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you always at the farm stuff, but you got to get some time off because he I see the work that he's doing with you, man, and it's nothing but love. And I'm proud to see you. For people who didn't know, opening up in the mosque meeting is one of the hardest things to do because it's not like you just freestyle. You got to go over the check post. You got to go over why we do the brother sit on this side, the sister on this side. And when I used to come into the mosque and see him up there, he was young and just going. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, he got natural charisma. You know how hard it is to do that part? I used to speak all the time at the mosque, and I used to be like, Dad, I don't want to do the introduction part. That's the boring part. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather come up with my own subject, tell you about Noah, we can talk about Prophet Muhammad, but that introduction part, and every time I used to be in there on a Sunday, everybody be at the edge of their seat, listen to this young man break down the teachings of Most High Elijah Muhammad as taught by Min Farrakhan, and keep going, bro. I'm proud to see your growth. I'm proud to see you winning. And if you need anything, we always right here. My family is always right here. The people are always right here. Let's all root and support young people who are being positive in the nation and in the world, man. The nation babies, we got to stick together because they already think that the preacher's kids is bad. They already think that we're going to be this, and that, and taking the scenic route. But as long as the route ends back up, following Most High Farrakhan, we winning, bro. So that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Oh, speaking of drill, I mean, now that the Twin Peaks are uniting, you can come back out of retirement or drill. What you gonna do? What's going on with Chicago? You going? Okay. Okay. I just want to know. We gotta know. I need to know what's going on. So we
be working on something, man. We coming for every trophy, man.
Oh, praise to Allah. That's all we gotta know that. And also speaking of that, Brother Khalil and Brother Wazir used to come and speak to the drill team anytime I asked them. And I would let them watch us practice before the thing. And people like, listen, I was like, these are my big brothers, man. I want them to see and approve of what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time my cadence will be about sliding or killing or something. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, bro, Wazir would be like, okay, that might be a little too, you know what I'm saying? But no, that's good. You in pocket, Josh. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know if I would necessarily say we would step on everything. All right, we'll work it out. But I want to thank everybody for watching. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off of the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam, sir.
Thank you all for watching, and we're about to put this on YouTube right now.